I guess it's my turn now. Right, we forgot to say this in the video on Monday because we were a bit too in character. But thank you once again for 100 subscribers. I have my little play button on the wall. And really a big thanks to the Poptropica creators for shouting us out on their blog, because that is what propelled us to 100 subscribers and what propelled us to get so many more people to do Pop Month. So if you check the links in the description, there's way more than the original creators that we shouted out in the first video, so go check it out. There's already, as of recording this, there's 10 videos on the Pop Month playlist. By the time this has gone up, there's probably more, so go check out all the links in the description. Poptropica month is going to be crazy and amazing, and it's very exciting.
Hi, this is Theo from a few days after filming this. Between filming this and uploading, this awesome fan art was done, obviously from the Poptropica month video. It's really cool, I really like it. The artist gave me their YouTube, which is on screen now, the Brave Tomato 13. Yeah, thank you so much. This was very cool, and I wanted to show it off. Alright, back to the video.
So last week Isaac gave you his top 10 list of his favorite islands, and so this week I'm doing the exact same. And I need to give a disclaimer. This list is not what I think is objectively the best islands. This is a list of my personal favorites. So, Astronites is not on this list. Objectively, is Astronites probably the best Poptropica island? Yes, absolutely. I will not disagree with you on that. However, do I have any nostalgia or personal attachment to Astronites? No, I really don't. I never played it as a kid because it was really difficult, and even now I still actually haven't beaten the whole thing because it's just a very difficult island. And to me, if something's too difficult, then I'm like having to put like hours and hours into it. I just won't do it. So I believe you when you say that Astronites is like the best Poptropica island. I really do. But I just, it's not one of my favorites. So with that said, and with that out of the way, we can get into my list. Number 10 is Mythology Island. With some Poptropica Island concepts, I'm like, yes, this makes sense why you did it, and with others, I'm like, oh, that's a really weird route for you to take, and with this one, I'm kind of in the middle. Because, yes, it's like generic Greek mythology, ancient Greece, but the way that they took it, and by making Zeus the villain, and not actually staying linked to actual Greek mythology, just kind of using it as a setting, that's what I find really interesting about it. It also has awesome character designs, like the way that they like size up the gods, and then like Hercules, who's a demigod, is like kind of in the middle. Well, he's not a demigod, he's like, you know. And so I really like the character design. Obviously like the Hades crown is what my Poptropican is always wearing, so I think the costumes and the design in this island is really good, as well as it just being a very aesthetically pleasing island. The island is literally collect items, realize there's a boss, collect more items, defeat said boss. And that's very effective, honestly. Like, it works really well as a gameplay concept and as a Poptropica island. Not to mention, Zeus is a fantastic villain. I talked about this. Did I talk about this? This was talked about a lot more in our top 10 plot twists videos, so that will be linked in the iCard. I don't know which side it will be on, but it will be linked there. About why that plot twist works really well with it being Zeus. There's a person. He's gone. Why it works really well being Zeus, because Zeus has already been established, like, kind of subconsciously by society as the king of gods. He's, like, good. Obviously, if you're really into Greek mythology, you know that it's not that clear, but, like, to a child playing Poptropica, who's, like, probably only been exposed to it via, like, Disney's Hercules, it works effectively as a twist. So and Zeus is such a great villain that they brought him back and they made him another villain in another island. That's how cool of a villain he is. So yeah, Mythology Island, that's why it is number 10. Number 9 is Shrink Ray Island. Shrink Ray Island, again, on the two ends of the Poptropica Island concepts. This is like, it's closer to the weird end, where like Shrink Ray Island, it can go in like pretty much any direction. It's like you have a shrink ray, you're being shrunk by a shrink ray, you have to make a shrink ray. Like, from the title alone, conceptually, it can go anywhere, and it went in a direction that I really like. Basically, this is gonna sound very weird. Okay, when I was a child, I was obsessed with the Tinkerbell movies. I still love Tinkerbell, and I think that kind of like gave me this fascination of wanting to be like tiny. Bear with me. For me, like seeing the Tinkerbell movies and like them with using like buttons as like wheels and stuff like that, I was like, oh, that's cool. So like I had this bizarre fascination with being tiny, and like I distinctly remember going to Disney World, and at that point they still had a Honey, I Shrunk the Kids section. So like you would go in and there'd be like all these like scaled up items, so you felt like you were small, and I remember like losing my mind at how amazing it was. So when I was like 8 years old and playing Poptropica, an island in which I was shrunken down to the exact height that I ideally wanted to be for some reason, it was very fun and it was very cool, and it was like me living out all of my fantasies of being 2 inches tall. Just for the record, I no longer want to be 2 inches tall. I'm very happy being 5'8", although Isaac makes fun of me for being short all the time. I'm not short, I'm an inch below average, so it's not short! And because you're small, the puzzles they have are like very cleverly designed, with like having to bounce on a toaster, rummage through the garbage, use like a remote control car. Like all of that is so cool, and it's like you have like these endless possibilities with puzzles when your Poptropican is shrunken down and everything's, it's so cool. It's so good. And what I think I like about this is how they handle the character CJ, because even though she isn't there for like 95% of the island, you're still getting to know her and like learning to love this character by like exploring her room and like trying to guess her password and reading through her stuff, and like, oh my gosh, she's so smart, she's leaving all these clues for you, and like you're learning so much about her. So I think that what makes her like a really interesting character. Ooh. Alright, sorry, I ran out of storage. I just had to go delete a bunch of stuff. Anyway, CJ. So yeah, because of the way CJ's character works and how interesting it is to like learn about her without her actually being there, that's why I really like her as a character and like one of my favorite parts of the island. Overall, it's just a really good, solid island, and I hope it's going to be converted to hacks soon. Apparently this one is actually being converted to hacks, and we have confirmation that it is, which is very good because I really don't want this one to go away as well as the rest on this list, but I really like this one. Alright, number 8 is Survival Island. Survival Island, it's obviously based off The Most Dangerous Game, and because it's based off such like a dark short story, it's like very tonally different from any other Poptropica Island, which I think is what makes a lot of people love it, because it's just so interesting. Myron Van Buren is a fantastic villain, because he really raises the stakes, whereas other villains like, I'm gonna take over the world, and like even though that's a high stake, it feels unrealistic to like you, a child who's never had to deal with a dictator trying to take over the planet. And so because like the stakes are so real, like I'm gonna kill you, that's just what's gonna happen. Like anyone can like be stressed out by that. I would say if I was like stranded on an island and some dude was trying to kill me, that would not be the best thing. It's really also like interesting to play through. It's like an interesting island, and I really enjoy it. And like you really get immersed in the experience of being alone, because like even in like other islands where you're supposed to be on your own, there's still like ad screens and like the Fruit Loops guys trying to sell you cereal, but like I don't actually remember any ad screens being in it. Like it really felt like you were just stranded alone on an island, which is really cool. Like I don't even think there was a common room. Like it really immerses you in the experience really well, and I really like that. Number 7 is Escape from Pelican Rock. I'm a true crime gay, so I really like true crime, and a lot of true crime is unfortunately like murder and missing people, which is like interesting, but like also it's like, ugh. So I really like victimless crimes like heists and like prison escapes. So the Alcatraz prison break I find very fascinating and I like learning about. And since this one, it's so heavily based on it, like it's literally based exactly on it. It's in San Francisco. The guards, when you're playing it, will literally say things like classic quotes from there. Like when you first get put in, they're like, you're entitled to food, clothing, shelter, anything else you get is a privilege. That's like actually printed on the wall of Alcatraz. I've been there. And so like all the attention to detail with making it as close to the Alcatraz break, even with having you escape with twins, like that happened in the real break. There were 3 guys who escaped, 2 of which were brothers. I don't think they were twins, but like even down to that, the amount of like of details it pays attention to the actual break, I find really fascinating and I appreciate a lot. It also has a very unique gameplay mechanic, unique for Poptropica at least, where you're going through the same day over and over again, the same cycle, and it's through this cycle that you're trying to figure out what you're going to do. It kind of reminds me a bit of kindergarten, but not quite, because kindergarten, like, it's the same day, but like your progress from the previous day doesn't like you know, carry over. Like you remember what to do, but it doesn't actually affect it. Whereas this, like each day you have to water your sunflower, make more license plates. So it is a fun mechanic and I do really enjoy that, because a lot of Poptropica islands, because like they're trying to be like, because like they have like really like hidden clues, you can find yourself not like struggling to move forward. Whereas with this one, like you always feel like you're moving forward and you're making progress, because you are, because even if you're not figuring out every single one of the puzzles, you're still like making license plates to stock up on gum, you're still watering your little sunflower, you're still making progress even when you're not sure what you should be doing. And because you're like going through each day, slowly building up, every time you like solve a puzzle or complete something, it feels very rewarding, which I really like as a player of the game. You know, I like it when I enjoy gaming. Who knew? And obviously, because it's based off a very real, very true story, like everything that happened in Escape from Pelican Rock pretty much happened in real life. So I would recommend, if you first want to get into it, the BuzzFeed Unsolved episode. That's really good. But yeah, it's an exciting story because it's a true story. The final escape is really cool. I really enjoy it. It's a lot like the Strength Ray final boss, now that I think about it. Maybe there's a connection there. And let's talk about the ACAB commentary kind of going on, because your Poptropican literally goes to jail immediately without standing any trial because you look like a criminal. Like they don't like, so kind of what is that saying about cops, Poptropica? That they don't do their jobs well, that they're a corrupt system. Right, and before we get into number 6, I just want to say another one of the Poptropica creators doing Poptropica month, Jamelle is Ninja, did a playthrough of this island that came out today. It would have come out a few days ago by the time this is going up, but it will be in the Pop Month playlist. It is in the Pop Month playlist, so you should go watch it. Or you could just play the island for yourself, but you could also support a Pop Month creator and watch his gameplay of it, so you should probably do that. Number 6 is Poptropicon. So Poptropicon, it's in 3 parts, and each part feels so different, but like somehow coherent, and that's what I really like about this island. And with the other episodic islands, they would make just as much sense as like one island. Like they didn't need to be episodic. Like Survival Island, it kind of makes sense that it's episodic so they can leave you on a cliffhanger. But like Mission Atlantis, that could have easily have just been like one solid island. But Poptropicon, each different part has such a unique like story, like self-contained story, but overarching story, and like each one focuses on a different gameplay mechanic, that it makes so much sense that there are 3 separate parts. Like this is the only episodic island where I'm like, yes, I understand why you made this an episodic island. I move my hands so much. Each part has a very unique gameplay mechanic, with the first part actually using the customizer in an island for once. It's a miracle. The second part with the Mighty Action Force card game, which I love, and it needs to be a real card game. Someone make that a real card game, like a print and play for me. I need it. And then the third one, obviously you're collecting the gloves, shield, and bow, so you're learning how to use those and be a superhero, which is so cool. because like the first two parts you're like idolizing superheroes, and the third one you are the superhero. And I also just really like it because it plays up like a lot of like nerd fandom culture that I really appreciate as a nerd who's in a lot of fandoms. So I like all of the subtle jokes in there that are about fandom culture. I really appreciate it. And the final boss battle, I really like the way it's set up because you spend the whole third part learning the 3 different mechanics of the 3 items, and then the boss battle, like, you immediately know what to do because you just like spent like the whole part learning how to use them. So I really feel like the final boss battle is set up very well. And yeah, it's just a very good island, or islands. It's good. It's good and I really like it. Number 5 is Mocktropica. Poptropica is hilarious. You cannot play this island without like laughing at least once. It's so funny. There's like not a single dull moment. Everything that you're doing, it feels funny and exciting and fun, and like you're excited to get to the next part of the island because it's just an enjoyable island to play through. Obviously, again, in the plot twist video, we talked about the Mega Fighting Bots thing, but such an epic cutscene, such an awesome boss battle. I'm not going to get too much into it because now this is 3 things on the list that you should go watch the video for. And here's what Isaac talked a lot about why he likes Mocktropica in his video, and I pretty much agree with all of that. But I do need to say something. A lot of the irony in Mocktropica is slowly being lost because all of the things that they were making fun of other web games for doing in Poptropica is now doing. So like they made fun of pets with the nerfs, and now we have pets in Poptropica, and they're making fun of achievements, and now with the new Paradise Island there's achievements. So, and they're like talking about locking all these things behind paywalls, and now they're locking literal islands behind paywalls. Like obviously I know why, but like I'm just saying, when I first played through Mocktropica, it was so funny and I was loving it. And now when I replay Mocktropica, I'm like really sad because all of the tropes and things that Poptropica was mocking, they're now doing. So honestly, a lot of the humor doesn't work anymore because it's just a painful reminder of the horrible, horrible path Poptropica is taking. Which is sad because this is such a good island, but now like a lot of the funny parts are not so funny anymore. Number 4 is Game Show Island. Right, so in Game Show Island, the majority of the characters are robots. And because they're not Poptropicans, they get so creative with the character design, which I love. Like they have the giant bouncer robot, the nerdy robot, like the old woman robot, which I love. Like they get very creative with the robot character design, which I appreciate so much. And also, when you think of an island called Game Show Island, you would think it'd be something similar to like reality TV, where it's just you going on and winning a game show or two. But it's not, and they took it in such an awesome direction. Because instead of just making it like reality TV, where it's just called reality TV, and then you go on a reality TV show, instead of just having you go on a game show, you're put in a dystopian future in which your worth is determined by game shows. And I could talk more about the character design or the actual story or each individual game show and how it's unique, but I'm going to talk about the actual reason why this island is here. That is because of the nostalgia I have specifically around Brainiacs. So with Brainiacs, because I was bad at video games, and I still am, Brainiacs was literally just trivia, which guess what, was something I could do. And because trivia was like the only thing I could do, I would literally just replay Brainiacs until for so many times. I just replayed this like constantly. Literally all I would do is just replay Brainiacs to the point where every single question that would pop up, I knew the answer because of how many times I had replayed Brainiacs. Because Poptropica, they didn't put that many trivia questions in because they just expect you to play through it maybe once or twice. They don't expect you to play through it 5 times in a row a day. So I had memorized every single trivia question. I knew every single answer, and still I just loved flexing on non-existent robots. So yeah, I probably have put the most hours just into playing Brainiacs on Game Show Island than any other island. which I think is really sad because like there's so many other parts of Game Show Island that I would like to talk about, but honestly the real reason why I remember it and why I like it so much is just for brainiacs. Number 3 is Superpower Island. I really don't think there is a top 10 list of anyone's favorite islands that doesn't include Superpower, although some people boldly say that about Astronites, and here we are with a top 10 list that doesn't include Astronites. So maybe somebody hates this island, who knows? But Superpower Island is like a classic island. Like this wasn't one of the first islands, but like this is like the first island where I feel like Poptropica really had their rhythm down with what they were doing in regards to creating islands. Lots of nostalgia attached to this island. I think this might have been the first island I ever like played and beat. I'm not quite sure about that though. And basically I was also obsessed with superheroes when I was a child, and so an island where I literally was a superhero, I know them. Oh, keep walking. So because I really like superheroes, an island where I was a superhero was very fun to me. Just like an island where I was 2 inches tall was also very fun to me. I didn't always have normal interests. And each villain, each like boss fight with each villain is very fun and very cool. I like each mechanic and each challenge that you have to overcome with each of them. And like, even though the final payoff isn't super great, I still like it. And also each villain is like very cool and like I really enjoy each of them. I'm going to talk more about a lot of the superpower villains in my next solo video, which you'll have to come back to see. But yeah, each like superpower villain is like very cool. Yeah, this island is mostly just like for nostalgia reasons. Like this was one of the first Poptropica islands I ever played, possibly the first. And so I just really like it. It reminds me a lot of stuff. Also, this is probably the most controversial opinion ever said on the internet. I like Ned Noodlehead. When I was a kid, I thought Ned Noodlehead was hilarious. And the ending with him taking the medal and you getting him a hot dog, I ate that up. I found it so funny and I still do. Who cares that he takes your glory? I'm not some egotistical maniac who's obsessed with like, ooh, I must have all of the respect. No, Ned Noodlehead can have it. He loves superheroes. Why can't he have it? You know, I'm a true hero and I'm very humble. If Ned Noodlehead wants my medal, so be it. I will get that kid a hot dog because I loved him. I like drew his face on my hand and like played with him like a puppet because it was really sad.
Oh my god. I scrolled through my old babysitter's entire Instagram just to find this picture to prove to you that I did draw Ned Noodlehead's face on my hand. If you look, I'm the one furthest to the right. That's my hand, and that is Ned Noodlehead's face on it. I know you wouldn't have not believe me. You didn't need a picture for proof, but I found it anyway.
I liked Ned Noodlehead. And I still do. I will stand by that until I die. If you hate Ned Noodlehead, I hate you. No, that's probably most of the people watching this. Anyway, I stand Ned Noodlehead, and so should you. Because why? Why are you so obsessed with glory and the fame? Shouldn't actually beating them be enough for you? Why do you need the whole world to respect you? Why can't you just let Ned Noodlehead, the nerd, have it? He loves superheroes. All he wants to do is be a superhero, and now you're just trying to bully him. You're just bullying him. What did he ever do to you? What did he ever do? Number 2 is Reality TV Island. Now, obviously, I know, objectively speaking, this is not the best island. It's probably not even in the top 10 objectively best islands. It's pretty mediocre when you compare it to some other ones, but I love it. Like, basically, I would just love to beat and play this island over and over and over and over and over again to my heart's content. Similar thing with Game Show, except for I was playing the whole island over and over and over again. Well, just the reality TV show part. I wasn't sending in the letter every time. And like, I just really loved it. And like, I pretty much got backstabbed by every possible like contestant that can show up on reality TV because of how many times I've played it. So I have personal beef with everybody. And I think Reality TV Island got me into my current reality TV obsession. I'm not obsessed. I just really like Amazing Race, Big Brother, and RuPaul's Drag Race. Those are the 3 reality competition shows that I watch and enjoy. And I don't actually watch Survivor, which is what reality TV is based off of. But maybe I should. Maybe I'd like Survivor. I probably would like Survivor. But anyway, I don't watch it. But I really don't have too much to say on why I like this island other than I just like replaying it over and over and over again. Because it has really fun mini games. The voting mechanic's really fun. Getting betrayed, even though it hurts, it's still fun. Like, it's just fun to replay. It's like, you don't have to like, it's not like a masterful story. It's not like such compelling gameplay that like you're pouring your heart and soul to it. No, it's just some mini games that are fun to replay. That's all I gotta say about it. And like, that's it. That's just it. It's just some fun mini games, and I just really like it. I have a Mac, so I can't use the old island directory, and I don't have a membership, so I can't access the old islands that way. So, one of the other Poptropica month creators, Stevie's father on Twitch, James VK on YouTube, on every Wednesday on Twitch is streaming Poptropica, and last Wednesday, well, you're watching this on a Thursday, so I would have streamed yesterday, but the Wednesday that I have previously seen, he did reality TV. And it was just really cool to see the island again, because I haven't played it in a while because I really had no way to. So watching someone else play it again, it was nice. It was nice. You should check out his streams. It's very good. Number 1, you knew this was coming. What other island were you expecting? Cryptids Island! Woo! Cryptids Island, first of all, has an incredible story. Nothing super groundbreaking. It's just very compelling and fun to play through. Alright, I really need to fix my storage. I've run out of storage 2 times now. Maybe I should just stop recording on my phone and get an actual camera. That might help. Where were we? Cryptids. It is really big, and there's many different locations. Each one feels very unique and fun to explore and do things in. Obviously they chose cryptids from all around the world, which is really cool because you go all around the world. And each location has its own unique challenges, which I think is really cool. Sorry if I'm talking really fast. I'm just trying not to run out of storage again. Not only is each location very unique, and each location has very memorable moments, like diving for the Loch Ness Monster is very fun, like herding the goats for the Chupacabra, the jump scare with the Jersey Devil. All of these moments you remember so much, and they really stick with you because it feels like you're discovering cryptids. Not only that, objectively, this is a fantastic island. You cannot disagree with that. This is one of the best Poptropica islands of all time. And it's my favorite. Same thing with reality TV. Stevie's father has been streaming this one on Twitch. At the time of recording this, he hasn't finished it, although this is going to go up on the Thursday after he should have finished it. So it's been very cool to watch him play through it because he's never played through it, and so getting his reaction to things is fun, and also seeing the island again because I haven't played it in so long. It's very fun and very cool. And I'm also helping him through it, so I feel big brained because I'm I know everything. And I think what cryptids really did for me is it actually got me into cryptids themselves and cryptozoology, because obviously child me did not know what a cryptid was. That was a very weird word. And playing through this island and learning about very, very mainstream basic cryptids, that kind of led on to me now learning about more obscure cryptids and just really getting into cryptozoology and learning about cryptids because I find them so fascinating and so cool. And I've considered doing a whole series maybe on my personal channel just about cryptids because I love them so much because of this island. This island got me into one of my main interests now. And I said in the Making Our Own Islands video that I wanted a Cryptids 2 island, and I so do, because there's so many cool cryptids for Poptropica to make just another Cryptids island about. And if they do make another Cryptids island, I better be mentioned, obviously. But I really want a second one because there's just such more potential. Your Poptropican could show up and Harold Muse be there's more cryptids we must discover. And you're yes, we need to have more cryptids and more Cryptids Island because this island is so fantastic and amazing. Gretchen Grimlock is on the weaker side of villains, but she's still very cool and I very much like her. And she literally threw a fireball at a parachute. That woman's crazy. Again, the scenery in this island is very cool, from when you go to the very Scottish one in the Loch Ness, and the snowy mountaintop in the Himalayas, and then like the very creepy New Jersey, like all of it's so cool. Also, they actually put 666 in a children's game, which you would think the Christian parents would freak out about, and maybe they did and I just don't know about it, but like they really went all in with the Jersey Devil and stuff, which I really admire. Also, I have a theory that Harold Muse has like ADHD or autism and cryptids are a special interest, which I think that would be very cool if the creators could confirm that for me, because that's my working theory. Cryptids Island, it's so great, it's so amazing, I love it so much. I could talk about it forever, but I'm not going to because I'm running out of storage. Links in the description to all of the Poptropica month creators and the Poptropica playlist, which is really building up a lot of videos. Like, we're gonna have a lot of videos at the end of this month. Thank you so much for 100 subscribers. If you don't know, we're doing a 100 subscriber celebration on our Discord, so that is also linked in the description if you want to join us to celebrate getting 100 subscribers. I'm talking so fast, oh my god. Follow us on Instagram, I guess. Follow me on Instagram, just me personally. It'll boost my ego. If you don't agree with this list, leave your own list of top 10 in the comments below, or just tell me why I'm wrong and stupid. That would also work. Comments boost the algorithm, no matter if they're nice or not. Thanks for watching this video. I'm gonna hopefully like fix my storage issues so that this doesn't happen in my next one.